just play the damn thing.
So, hey, check this out. I was doing some surfing of the interwebs here recently, and I discovered that, this tube shortage thing that was a great big deal here about 8 or 9 months ago doesn't really seem to be much of a thing anymore, or at least very, very little. So check it out. Let me show you what I found here. I was on Guitar Center's website, and there's all of these tube listings. And just clicking on a few random ones. Well, most of them seem to be in stock. Those are Mullards. Those are high dollar stuff. Tunstall's 12AX7's in stock. Electro Harmonix. Pickup in Greenwood, 3 to 5 business days. It means that's in stock. So some of the mid-range stuff is available. The cheap stuff's available. Here's the Electro Harmonix. Available 3 to 5 business days. That means that's in stock. It's going to ship it. That's what that means. Lots of stuff in stock. Groove Tubes. 12AT7s. Alright, that one looks like it's still back ordered. Softex. 35 business days. That one's in stock. Groove Tube, 6L6s. For a matched pair. Nope, not yet. Mesa Boogie EL34s. Those are in stock. Svetlana EL34s. 35 business days. Those are in stock. Lots of stuff is in stock here, folks. Lots of stuff that we haven't seen here in a while. Rubies, or aka JJs, basically the same thing. There's a set of 4 6v6s that's available. Lots of stuff's available. Let's try the Groove Tube 6v6s. No, Groove Tubes looks like Groove Tubes aren't back in stock yet, but there is quite a bit of stuff out there that is. Mesa Boogie, do you have 6L6s? Mesa Boogie has 6L. We have Mesa Boogie 6L6s. Guitar Center has lots and lots and lots of tubes in stock. Is the point here? And let's check Sweetwater, and then I will get to the point that I wanted to point out here. Here, tubes. Tubes on top of tubes. Let's check the Genelec stuff. In stock. What are those? What did I click on? EL84s? EL84s. In stock. Tunstall 6L6s. In stock. Mullards. In stock. So there we go. The two major retailers have plenty of vacuum tubes to choose from. But what I wanted to talk about more than anything is prices. Now, we'll note Mullards are typically pretty high end, regarded as higher end, more expensive tubes. Same with Tungstalls. You see right now they're both selling for $34.99 for 12AX7 preamp tubes. That's not too far off of what they used to cost before the tube shortage, and before the pandemic and before the all the sanctions and stuff. That's pretty close to what they used to be. So not a whole lot of price increase there. What's interesting to me though is that a lot of the now, like your Groove Tubes, Softex, these used to be, Electro Harmonix is still a little bit cheaper for some reason. But the rest of, most of the rest of these other preamp tubes are all the same prices as the expensive shit. Mesa Boogie preamp tubes, $34.99. Here, let me go. So a lot of these that there was a shortage on, there appears, to be, now they're all selling for about $34.99. Which again is about the same price that the Mullards and stuff are selling for. And have always sold for. So now the Wathans are, those are still uber high dollar, but those have always been uber high dollar. Those have always been, that brand have always been way, way more expensive than everything else. So, but in this case right here, Groove Tubes, Softex, this stuff that's now suddenly the same price as the Mullards and the Tongue Soles. This is interesting to me because why did these go up in price so much? Because these used to be about $15. Why did these go up in price so much, but these didn't? And you'll notice most of these say made in Russia on them. So the cheap stuff went up in price, but the expensive ones didn't really. Or very, very little anyway. And I found those pricing similarities across pretty much any tube type. And I checked 12AX7s, I checked 6L6s, EL34s, the common stuff that we use a lot of. Now there's not a whole lot of difference in the higher end stuff and and the mid-range, more affordable brands. So that makes me wonder a couple of things. The sanctions against Russia that have made so many tubes so hard to get for so long. Where did these suddenly come from? I'm wondering, and I don't know, and I'm not an expert on any of this. I'm just speculating. But I'm beginning to wonder if what happened is, they moved production to one of the other factories, like the tube factory in Slovakia, maybe the tube factory in China that shut down due to a fire several years ago. Is that one back up and running? I'm not sure. I didn't see a whole lot in the way of Chinese-made tubes in any of those anywhere that I looked. Everything still seems to be, according to the picture anyway, still have made in Russia tags on it. But I don't know. I'm not real sure how they're all suddenly really, really similar, really close in price. And also how they all suddenly came back in stock, very, very quietly. This was, if you guys remember, 8-9 months ago, a year ago, whenever it was, this tube shortage thing was a big, big deal. Remember that big story with Western Electric, the American tube company who claimed they were going to start manufacturing tubes. Still haven't seen anything out of Western Electric either. Let's go check out their website just for kicks. So here's Western Electric's website. Let's go to buy. What all is available to buy? Okay, 300B vacuum tube. That's the one that they make for their hi-fi stereo system. That's the one that's like $1,500 for a pair, $1,500 a pair or something. I mean, they're a ridiculous amount of money for for a freaking vacuum tube. Amplifiers. That's the only tube that they've got that I see. That's it. Everything else is amps. That's it. So yeah, still no tube there, and that thing's $15,000, $16,000. You want a nickel? So I mean, they make pretty high-end stuff. But people have been telling me, I still get comments on my Western Electric video all the time, because if you'll remember, while I'm optimistic that they do start producing tubes, I think it'd be great to have a tube manufacturer here in the U.S., I'm not optimistic that they're going to be affordable, or even remotely affordable, that, any, average, that your average guitar player is going to be able to afford 412AX7s from next time they need to buy preamp tubes. It just, I don't see it happening based on the kind of stuff that they're used to making. I don't expect them to be as cheap as JJ's, or what JJ's used to be. I don't expect them to be selling them for $12-15 a piece, but I don't think they're gonna. I think they're gonna be selling them for $100-200 a piece. I mean, something that's just absolutely insane. And that is if they ever, in fact, do come to market. And thus far, I'm not seeing anything. A few people have commented on that video that Western Electric is supposed to launch their guitar tube line here by the end of the year. So, as I record this, it's mid-August. By the time you guys see it, it'll probably be, close to September. So we got 4 months left in the year. At this point, like I said, I am not optimistic. I'm not optimistic that they're going to be able to make it happen. And if they do, they're not going to be, you know, they're going to have a very, very narrow market on them because they're going to be ridiculously expensive. So, but, you know, especially now that, you know, preamp tubes are back in stock at the major retailers. You know, we're back to where we can, you know, we can get a couple of 12AX7s if we need them. Yes, they're more money than they used to be, but everything is more money than it used to be. You know, inflation is a thing. And, you know, I don't know. I mean, it's, I'm not saying that I'm all for inflation, but you know, because I'm not, no more than anybody else is, but I am saying that it's been going on long enough that I've gotten used to having to pay a little bit more than I used to for just about everything. So, and unfortunately, that's how inflation works. Chances are prices are going to come back down on very, very little when it's all said and done. Anywho, there's my current thoughts on the tube shortage. The tube shortage that apparently no longer is. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. I will see you guys in the next video. Adios.